Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here again with another fantastic IGOS unit. Now, this was probably made in about 1996, 5, somewhere. This is one of our most popular units because it was so small. So this is about 2.5 inches. It's about 5 or 6 inches in length and another 5 and 6 inches down. So you've got a really nice unit here, and let's turn it around. It's in beautiful that wood, that cherry wood finish. It's a really beautiful wood box. These were, leave the settings on here. I'm using this for something. These were very popular, as I said, because they were small. And of course, this is one non-electric was still very popular. And I was working with a person that only wanted those because they didn't, they traveled and didn't have it. But we did have battery-operated units at one time and so forth. But if you'll notice here, all the great little touches that we had. So after this, we started making a more advanced and electrical units. So let's look at this. We have the witness plate, the square plate. Now this is thick copper. It's not actually plating because we wanted to bend it down a little bit. Sheeting, it's very thick sheeting. But what have we done to it? We have plated it with gold. We also have a gold holder, so when you have a particular witness, you put it on here and put it underneath. But that is a gold-plated holder, and you can actually screw these down a little to hold it. Quite nice. And then when you turn it over or move it over when you're broadcasting to it, you have this other plate here, which has the same thing. So quite a nice little feature there. Now, if we look at this again, we've done the same thing. We use copper tape around the plexiglass. This gives it a nice resonance. We did even plate the actual screws that are in here. And the wire is gold-filled wire. That means there's a little bit of gold in there mixed with the copper and others, and I don't know if there's silver as well. But these are the kind of little nice touches that we did to give it a strong resonance. You know, gold is a very powerful metal. It has very unusual energies to it and flows energy through it at a very high level. Because of this, it tends to work very well with any consciousness-type machines. So this was 9 dials. You know, it's a lot of dials in a small area. So you see there's one. And these are nice little dials that are on here as well. And of course, basic inside of these things are just kind of flow patterns. You know, this is when everybody was doing these flow patterns, and we had not moved on to higher levels yet. And of course, people are still doing flow patterns. It's still out there. And unfortunately, by not having something that is amplified, you're losing a lot of energy, unfortunately. Even though all these units people got excellent results with. But of course, things were still less polluted back then. They didn't have all the Wi-Fis, all the cell phones. This was kind of pre all that. And of course, you can see how this is lifted up, but that's because there's a coil under here again. But it's a beautiful unit. This is a special little portable 9 dial. We also had in and out jacks, and these also were gold plated. And so to actually see the inside of these and go into more detail on this, of course, it's the same old story. You need to be an All Access or Patreon member, which is only $8 a month, and you can get greater information. We will show you how this works. We will show you the guts of it, and so forth. So it's really a fun and fascinating to look back of what was made back then. What were we doing back then and making, and what were all the little touches? And we certainly made all these little touches and made very quality instruments as we continue that tradition today and actually are making so much better ones. So I hope you'd enjoyed this. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't, and check out the links below.